seriously, you guys, everything this thing's over here. Who's wearing patchouli? Who's got the patchouli on? All right, I'm going to need you to jump in one of those malt sacks right there. How's everybody doing today? Well, my name is Phil. I'll be the one showing you around here today. Been hanging out here since the very beginning. Mostly drinking, but about 7 years ago they hired me. Now they can't get rid of me, so they do stuff like this, which is fine. I will break it down for you like this today. I'll tell you a little bit about who we are, what we do, how we do it. At the end of all of that, I'm going to turn it over to you guys for questions, so save them for that time. After we're done with the question and answer portion, we're going to cuddle for a little while. Yeah, it's free. It's part of it. Not a problem. And then after that, I will turn you loose. So on turning you loose, if you want to go back into the pump, I just want to make sure right now that you're either already seated at the table or on the list for that. Yes? Okay. Three Floyds began as a brewery back in 1996. It actually started in Hammond, which is a city just north of here. We started very humbly in a small rented garage. Nick Floyd, along help with his dad and brother, hence the name Three Floyds, came up with a 5-barrel system that they made themselves out of leftover cheese making equipment. Despite all that, the beer tastes pretty good. So good that we were able to buy this building in 1998. By the year 2000, we were fully functioning right here in this facility today. 5 years after that, we were able to take an area that we were using as our offices and we repurposed it into a brew pub. 2 summers ago, we gave the brew pub a major remodel. We sliced off a wall, we built out several feet to expand the kitchen, we elongated the bar at the same time, we put in that to-go area for you guys to get beer and merchandise, and we also did this blue box build out right here. That was a sneaky way for us to get in a few more seats. We kind of flipped the construction point over here to the brewery side. That is a completely different story. How many of you guys noticed all the construction that's kind of going on around us here? Well, guess what? That's us. That's us and our new expansion project. That's going to keep our hands full for about the next year. During this past year, we've done a lot of expansion right within these walls too. We installed 7 new giant fermentation tanks. We put in a to-go area for expediting our barrel aged and sour program, which we'll talk about a little bit. Well, within the last year, the majority of our work has been on this right behind us. This is our brand new state-of-the-art German brewing system. It's a 35-barrel Braukon system from Germany. It's computerized and automated, as you can see. All the bells and whistles. It makes very exact use of our raw ingredients here, but even more efficient use of our time. It's in operation 6 days a week, 24 hours a day. So it's a big reason why I can stand here right now and tell you that we're making more beer right now than we ever have before. So that kind of brings us up to current day in the brewery. That's all kind of boring stuff compared to what it is that we do. What we do is we make beers. Does anybody else here make beer? You make some beer. Awesome. What was the last style beer you made?
It's like a Citra Hop IPA.
Citra Hop IPA. Cool. All grain or extract? Extract? Cool. Give it up for my brewer. I think that's awesome. I like to point out home brewers on my tour because home brewers are the heart and soul of the American craft brewing movement. That's where it evolved from. But it's also where beer came from, thousands and thousands of years ago. Beer is one of the oldest known sources of food that we know of. We like to make beer around here, and any of you can all make beer. There's no secrets here. Boil water or make soup, you can definitely make beer. We like to make beer using the best ingredients we can get our hands on from around the world. But that begins very locally for us with water. We use Lake Michigan's finest. It is some of the best water on this planet to make beer with. Can anybody tell me why? What makes Lake Michigan water so great? Well, it's there all the time. It's municipally treated, so it's clean. What's really rad about it is is at its natural pH balance is near neutral. So for brewers, that means we don't have to adjust it too much one way or another to make just about any style of beer we want to make. So we really love it. We keep our water at boiling, screaming hot boiling temperature, and we fill our first vessel right back there with it. It's called a mash tun. And in the mash tun, we create a mash, which is a mixture of hot water and this stuff here, grain. You can use just about any type of fermentable grain to make beer with. Right now, we're using 2 row malted barley because we're making altitude. Those big paddles in there swirl that around, that hot water in the grain, and it creates like an oatmeal or porridge. What's happening is that the starches in the grains are converting themselves into sugars. Those sugars release and get trapped and captured in the water. When that's done, we send everything to the second vessel right here. It's called a water tun. And in a water tun, we separate it. We separate liquid from solid. The liquid goes on to eventually become beer. At this stage, we call it wort, or sugar water. Once we've got everything separated, the solid, the grain, leaves and goes outside. Covered truck bed, did you notice it while you're waiting out there? That collects all those spent grains. They get picked up and taken to a farm to feed cows and pigs. Then we take the cows and pigs that have used and eaten those grains and eat them in the pub. It's a recycling thing. We want to move down a little bit so you guys can see up here. I'll say that to you later. Take a look at the 3rd and 4th vessels. Those are called the brew kettles. We have 2 of them because 2 is always better than 1, but it allows us more time efficiency to double up our batches. And in those brew kettles, we're going to boil our wort for 90 minutes. During those 90 minutes, we're going to take the opportunity to throw in hops. Hops are that leafy conical growth that grows all over the roller on vines. They do a few things for beer. They introduce flavor and aroma, and they also act as a preservative. When the hops are tossed in, either one of those brew kettles, like you see Aaron doing right now, those are the hops that you taste in your beer. When hops are used at any point beyond those brew kettles, that's called dry hopping. That's for aroma, so we'll just stop. When the 90 minutes up there are gone, we again want to separate liquid from solid. Being a craft brewery, we choose not to filter our beer. So in order to get that solid hop material out without filters, we use a glass vessel right here called a whirlpool. In a whirlpool, it gets a spin on it. It just spins it around so fast that the solid matter moves to the middle and gets discharged, and then the liquid gets sent down here.
Oh wow. They're like full-size colors.
This is where magic happens. Inside these large food-grade stainless steel micro-jacketed fermentation tanks, magic happens. Can everybody see? Does anybody can't see? This is where we send our hoppy sugar water and we introduce yeast. Yeast is actually a living thing, a single-celled organism. It's everywhere on this planet. It's on your skin, it's in your hair. You had it before you got here, don't think we did anything weird. But yeast, when it's exposed to our wort, it becomes active. It begins to eat and devour all those fermentable sugars that are present within our wort. Biologically, that creates alcohol, and as a byproduct, it gives off CO2, carbon dioxide. I've got super sciencey real fast, so we need to break it down real simple. You know what goes on inside these tanks? The video game Pac-Man. There's a little yellow guy, that would be yeast. He runs around eating those dots, that's sugar. The points that he gets for doing that, here. See what I did for you right there? Yeah, welcome to Free Points. We figured it out the same way. What's also interesting is that inside these tanks, beer classifies itself. There are about 85 different juggable styles of beer out there. They all fall within one of 2 categories. an ale or lager. The difference between an ale and a lager is how it ferments. Ales ferment top down at a warmer temperature for about 3 weeks, where a lager is just the opposite. It ferments from the bottom at a colder temperature to a minimum of about 5 to 6 weeks. And once a beer is ready for packaging, we push it through a centrifuge to remove any remaining sediment. We're coming to this keg line or bottling line on the other side of the building. When appointment is already made to the distributor to take it directly out to the marketplace. We're pushing 6 beers right now in 6 packs year round. We'll call those our core brands. We have 12 different seasonals that we do throughout the year. That's 1 a month. Coming up here for January, we will have the Buick barley wine. We have a lot of random or intermittent releases we put out through the year. We make those whenever time or space or ingredients allow us to. We have a lot of collaboration beers with brewery, like Hanukkah right now, that we made with Half Acre from Chicago. We also do a lot of kind of collaborations with bands you may never have heard of, but they're awesome for us because sometimes we come down to play our Hardcore Day Festival, and we get a chance to make a beer with them, and it's a real creative process, artistically, stylistically, and even brewing-wise. We've got upcoming collaborations with my friends McKellen and Copenhagen. Stands the reason we've made beer with them before, but we're also opening a brew pub with them in Copenhagen, Denmark. We sent one of our brewers over there, so he's going to be brewing Keith Floyd's beer there. We're going to be brewing McKellen beers. It's going to be a lot of fun. We also do a lot of IPAs. We got 4 or 5 that rotate throughout the year. Dreadnought, Arctic Dancer, Warmite, things like that. But we have a lot of rare beers too. Beers that really don't find their way to the marketplace because they're done in limited quantities. Take a look behind you. We've got some barrels on the ground that are full of this year's Moloko milk stout. These barrels come to us from distilleries and wineries around the world. These are brandy barrels. Putting that Moloko in there and letting it rest for 6 months, 9 months, up to a year will allow it to come out that metallic spirit and mix with it. And also adapt the amount of characteristics of the wood and cannot mix in something entirely different. So the barrels that you see behind that are actually called fruiters. Those came to us from Italy, and Mom says that anything from Italy is awesome. That's the way she says. But what's great about those is that there's wild yeast that reside in the wood. So we can put wood in there and not add yeast. And that wild yeast will slowly and spontaneously ferment up here, resulting in very earthy, funky, sour tasting beers. We have one on right now. It's called Skull Below. Give that one a try. Is anybody familiar with Warhead's candy? How sour that is, and just like totally blows your head off? It's like, but in a good way. These beers are done in very limited quantities, not enough to send out for actual distribution. So we bottle them by hand using that filling station right there behind you. We hand label each one, and we sell them in a cup, and we let you know via Facebook and Twitter. Get down there quickly because they can't sell it. Let's ask some questions before we cut loose. Yes.
Some people are turning.
No idea. You'll have to check with the office. Yes. Why are we on this album? It's a beer that takes about 3 weeks to make and about 3 seconds to sell out. And everybody's been on vacation and everybody really gets back to work tonight. So we've been hit pretty hard. A lot of this beer.
Do you ever try like using the barrels, like having them be exposed to like the weather outside?
You know what? In here, the ambient temperature is enough for it to change. Having it outside will probably cause a little bit more evaporation, a little bit more wear on the barrel, and a little bit more risk of infiltration, either air, light, or oxygen. In here, we can kind of control that. And as the wood begins to expand or contract, we put pitch on it. Keep the barrel as inside as possible. Yes. Who's what guy? That guy? It's Rowdy Roddy Piper. He's one of the legends of sports entertainment. We live in a really unique and exciting time here in the United States because there's more breweries right now than at any point since the repeal of prohibition. That's really good news because you don't have to go far to try something new or different. But it's really awesome because it's rebuilt the sense that there's a beer community again. We can have beer festivals and celebrate beers from every different city, town, or county. And it stands to reason that beer can be that thing to install a sense of community like that because it is one of the oldest known sources of food that we know. We can talk all day about fancy brewing equipment and barrel aging, but never lose sight of the fact that the most important part of the whole brewing process is you guys. You guys are what make all of this possible. A brewery needs to have people that drink, share, celebrate, talk about, and purchase its beer. Otherwise, that brewery fails to exist. We like to say that a good beer becomes a great beer, and we have one of the good people to share it with. So thanks for coming out here today and sharing our beer. You guys ready to party now? Yeah, I do too. We've now reached the cuddle portion of the program. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for coming out today, folks. My name's Phil. Put your glasses back into the gray canister on your way out. See the young man at the front door. He'll put you back where you need to be. If you see me inside and you want to talk about beer, one of my favorite things to do. So rock on and have fun. You guys are great.
Thanks. We gotta go to the merch. Do what? We gotta go to the merch too. Thank you.